just seeing this Detroit team again for the second time in 2 weeks, just as a group, what are the kind of the biggest takeaways or biggest corrections that you feel like you guys can do this time around?
We know what we have to do. We watch film on the things that we could have did better and when we did it and how it affected the game. So I think we're going to go into the game with a better mindset on like what to do and to be able to like execute it.
We've been asking VJ a lot just about going through the NBA grind for the first time and sort of how to navigate that. As someone who did that for the first time last year, what were the biggest things that you learned or the biggest things you wish you had known coming in? And have you shared any of that with him?
Taking care of your body. Honestly, that's probably the biggest thing I took away from last year because last year I was like, I've always been one of those people that only did treatment when I was hurting. So like now, like I do treatment to just avoid the aches and pains. So that's something that I took away from last year.
What does that look like as far as the preventative stuff?
Hot tub, cold tub. You know, I do a weekly flush with like a massage. I do red light. Yeah, you know, little stuff like that.
I guess you had that moment with your mom the other night. And it went pretty viral.
Yes, it did.
Has your family kind of enjoyed that moment?
Yes, that's how me and my mom is. Like, if people know my mom, like people like my mom doesn't take nothing serious. Like everybody was in the comments like, "Oh, his mom is too strict. He's old." I'm like, my mom plays 24/7. She's like me, but she's worse. So that's just a little glimpse of like how me and my mom relationship is.
How beneficial has that been as you've sort of come into your own in the NBA? How much are you still leaning on her as not just as a mom, but obviously as someone who is a former player and very very knowledgeable about what you're going through?
I'm leaning on her a lot, honestly, because I know she's not going to sugarcoat anything. She's always going to be real with me. She's always going to tell me if I play good, and if I feel like I play good, she's going to tell me I played bad or I could have did this. If I played bad, she's going to tell me, oh, you did this and that. So you know that it keeps me level headed, honestly.
What did she say about your last game?
She said I played good, but I've been manifesting. I've been praying on it. You know, I've been telling myself that I was going to have a game like I did, and I just got to keep stacking days, honestly.
How did it compare to the game you had against Alabama in college?
The only difference is that I didn't miss in college, and I missed the game-winning shot.
Game-winning miss.
Game-winning miss. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Just how you screwed up.
You talked about just feeling like you got in the zone, didn't even know how many you made in a row. Is there anything you can take from that and try to carry forward?
Just my preparation. Like I said, I got in the gym before the game. I beat Reese. I normally don't. Reese is normally like either done or on the court when I get there. So that's just something that I got to continue to do. I felt good going into the game, and it showed in the game.
We're talking one more.
Is it fair to sort of view Jared going down to Delaware as like a baseball player doing a AAA assignment, that type of situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think that really similar to what I've been saying. I just really want him to get some trips up and down the court, right? And I think this is a good little window for him. A couple home games for them, and then he'll be right back in the swing of things. And we're keeping him right here and making sure he's up to date with everything, all that stuff. So just to get him up and down and get some conditioning and get him. I mean, it's again 3 really short stints in the last 11 months, and maybe a chance to give him a couple of chances to have some longer stints. Yeah.
So you're hoping he plays both tonight and on Saturday? I believe they have a game.
I am as of now, but again, I should probably not get too far ahead of myself. But that is the plan right now. Yeah. Okay.
You have another game against a team you've seen already this season. You had 3 against Boston. I guess that's a little unique to have so many against common opponents this early in the year. Do you feel like you're learning anything different or gaining anything from all these repeat appearances so far this year?
Gosh, I sure hope we are. I think that. I mean, we should be learning all the time, but I think to your question that sometimes when you're playing repeat people, you're making some tweaks to things, you're trying to extend some good things, you're adding some coverages, whatever it is. And I don't know, I think that the last time we played these guys, we did some really good things, but we had chances to extend those good things and probably didn't take them. So can we again, and we've obviously made some adjustments. They saw a lot of the things we were doing. They're going to be spending a lot of time trying to counter those, and we've made a few tweaks to what we will do as far as the overall game plan for tomorrow that we hope will work. And then let's hope we can go execute them at a little better level. But it should sink in more because you're saying this is what happened last time. This is who's here and who's there and who's here, and this is why we're doing it. It gives you some little bit more concrete examples or a little clearer picture since you've already been through it. Yeah.
How you doing, Nick? Crystal? Just piggybacking off of that, how would you describe Detroit's backcourt, and what's the best way to limit Cade?
Well, first of all, he's really tough, right? He's really tough, and what makes him so tough is you can't really speed him up much. He's so big that even like double teaming him and stuff, he kind of gets out of that, gets the ball out fairly easily. He just doesn't get rattled too much, which is another big thing. But kind of along with that, Duran he's improved so much. Like, he is so big, his hands are good, his passing's good, his finishing's good. Even when we fully rotate to him, it doesn't matter sometimes because they can just throw it up in the air and he'll be the one to go get it. So that combo that they've got there, and they certainly use that a lot, makes it tough to kind of take them both out. I think for the entire game, I mean, we got to kind of do some things, take it on, take it off, to affect him. But he's very, very good. He's very, very big. His competitive drive is super high right now. He's really, like, when they need him, he'll put the whole team on his back, and he's obviously carried them to best record in the league, or best record in the East for sure.
And then we got the update on PG. We reevaluate it later in the week. But what has his ramp up looked like to you in practice, at least for the last month?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a lot of good practices. He was out there again today. Again, they're just trying to get some strength issues cleared up, so that he's really ready, and the limit the possible of any re-injury. Yeah.
I know that we've talked about just finally having a little bit of a one game in 5 days, a little bit of a, I don't want to call it a break, but lighter schedule compared to what you've had.
Yeah.
But what have you specifically told VJ about how to best maximize this time period when it's rare to have a game in or only one?
Yeah,
game in 5
yeah. I
days?
mean, like, so he get a chance yesterday to really, get off his feet and rest, completely a little bit, and then that usually does it as long as they're going to take advantage of that, and I don't know, kind of like me, I feel a lot better today than I did yesterday, right? Just getting a good day of rest in, and then you just kind of get back out there. But with him, it's a lot of constant. What for any young player, it's a lot of constant film work and just showing him all the little things that we want him to provide to the team and provide to his own game and all that kind of stuff. So it's still a pretty heavy load mentally, no matter if he's on the court or not. Yeah.
Something you've talked about in the past is, even for someone whose minutes might be sporadic, that if they get going, you're just going to let it ride. Jabari talked about appreciating that the other night.
Yep.
Justin obviously was evident with him against the Celtics. I guess, how much do you actively communicate to players that that's how you feel and that if they get going, and how much of it is just you show them by playing them?
I mean, it's communicated. I don't know how actively. Like, I think there's several times where I'm gonna tell them, like, you get out there and you produce. You may play 16 straight. I'll make that comment, every now and then, but I'm not going up to every one of them and say, now listen, if you play really good, you might get some extended minutes. It's more probably in general to the team. Yeah. And I think they get it. After they see it a couple times, they get it too, right? Yeah.
With VJ, obviously he's still doing plenty to help you win, but the offense has been a little bit of a scuffle lately. Just how much of it is you needing him to be more aggressive, kind of go get it, versus the coaches, the team trying to get him going?
I think it's a 50-50, right? I think we certainly want him to be aggressive, and we try to convey that to him. He needs to kind of take that and run with it a little bit more. I need to, whatever, set up, give him some situations where you're saying like this is for you to attack, right? This is, and we probably haven't done a good enough job of that from a coaching standpoint, right? Like where we're just saying like, come hell or high water, this is your play, go make something happen. And I think he just needs more reps of that and some more situations we can put him in, so we can certainly do a better job of that. Yeah.
Nick, the loss to Detroit aside, the last 2 games you guys have probably played your best defense consistently over those 2 games. Is there anything specifically you think was a catalyst for that, or is that just a matter of kind of settling into the season a little bit?
Well, I hope we're learning a little bit from some of the stuff too that we're seeing, and we're saying like, this has to get better, this has to get better, this has to get better. And I think if I kind of like threw everything, there's 50 things, but if I threw them all out and put it down to one, it's like we've really asked our guys to settle in and guard their guy more physically, keep them in front. Don't be so jumpy. Don't be so risky. Don't, just like be more physical. Like, you see, guys are trying to pound with physicality down the lane on us. And we weren't great at standing up to that. And I think that's getting better. And that's one thing I would point to. Yeah.
Is there anything new?
Last question.
Is there anything new on Barlow?
Yes. He's back. He's in. He's ready to go. One more last question. I saw you.
One of those other pain points earlier in the season seemed like it was transition defense.
Yes.
It seems like that's been better the last game or two. I guess what do you think has sort of helped you guys get that back in line?
Well, it's again learning a little bit, seeing some situations. I think we've gotten caught off guard on some teams that have leaked out from the contester, right? So our top of our offense guys have picked that up a little better. And again, it's transition defense is like doing it really well at the beginning of it, right? If like you miss a shot, like everybody's got to get going quickly, right? We've had some wild stabs in the backcourt. That's hurt us. We've tried to clean some of that up. And then it comes down to communication. And a lot of times what we've probably done better is we're just taking someone and pointing, and instead of trying to get to certain matchups. I think we were running to matchups that were causing us some communication problems. And now we're a little bit better, I think, at just understanding, well, it might not be a perfect matchup, but at least we can get 5 guys back. Yeah.
Andre, I saw your tweet at Cade the other day. A lot of guys might view those sorts of games as revenge games, but it seems like you don't always view it that way. Like
oh no, it's personal for sure. Kay, it's definitely
Okay.
personal.
So
Yeah, no doubt about it. Kay's my guy though, so as a shot blocker and defender, stuff like that happens. So I don't care. I've been playing for 14 years. I've been dunked on plenty of times. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it seems like generally you've been, even since you left Detroit, you've been very supportive from afar. I think I even remember you on social media during their playoff series this past year. I guess just like what leads to that? What makes you want to support them from afar in that way?
It's home. That's where I started. That's the team that took a chance on me. 18-year-old kid from Middletown, Connecticut, and gave me a chance to play the game I know and love at the highest level. So it's always respect and love for the city of Detroit.
You guys have played so many tight games already early in the season. What do you feel like the group as a whole is learning in those types of moments down the stretch that will benefit you as the season goes along?
I think it's good now that we're having these type of games so we can learn and understand what it takes to close out tight games and games that are kind of messy. So for us, it's fun. It's fun. Obviously we'd like to win by, a lot of points, but obviously we're starting to pull together and win these tough games.
Conversely, in the third quarter, have you guys identified any themes that seems to kind of be the hang up so far this year?
I don't know if we need to drink some espresso or something, but we got to figure it out. we got to figure it out as a unit. 1 through 5, 1 through 15. We all got to come out at halftime and have that same energy that we have in the first 2 quarters. And it shouldn't take till the fourth quarter to get it going again. So something we'll figure out. We'll get it done. Nothing I'm worried about. It's just doing it.
The defense has been better the last 2 games with you starting at center. I guess what have you seen that you think has led to that?
I think just communication. When I'm out there, I'm always communicating. I'm always telling guys where they need to be. They're using me to my strengths. They're allowing me to trap the pick and roll and be able to get back in time too to stop the big man from scoring. So just an attest to my strengths, being able to move around out there and fly around and cause havoc.
I mean, even being able to say that you can move and fly around when you weren't able to do that to the ability that you can last year, like how good does that continue to feel that you're
Man.
feeling more and more like yourself?
It feels good to just be healthy and be in a space where I can be myself and not have to think twice about, my foot or anything else.
Do you still have to do any like maintenance on
Yeah.
on the
I mean, I still do the stuff I need to do to make sure it's moving freely and, not swelling up too. So I'm doing great.
With this team having a unique mix of veterans like yourself and young up-and-coming
I'm a young man. I'm not a veteran.
young men like yourself and other veterans and other young players. Throughout the first 11 games so far, what kind of, I want to say veteran, but I'll say leadership have you provided to some of the younger guys like Adem and even some of the guys who are in the backcourt?
Yeah, I sit next to Justin on the bench. So with him, it's just keeping his mind engaged and keeping him going. And he has games like last night, the stuff that we talked about from the beginning of the year. He was a little upset about how things were going. Him being in and out of rotation, I said, listen, man, the game of basketball is like the water, man. You just got to ride the wave and, stay consistent. And when your time comes, just be ready to play. Don't allow what's happening here to deter what happens when you do get out there. And every time he's gotten a chance, he's been amazing. And with Adem, just the learning curve of defense, communicating, talking, being in the right spots, and, finishing around the rim. I mean, he's going to be great for us. So not really too worried about him.
Those young guys, they seem to have kind of created this nice little bond, even going back to summer league.
Right.
I feel like you've sort of infiltrated because you're part of the 2K crew.
Yeah.
Just how would you just kind of describe that group of overall of like young guys?
Yeah,
that
that young core is very, very fun to be around. I feel like they keep me young.
Yeah.
That's why I call myself a young man. Being around them and their energy and just their lingos, the music they listen to, and just their energy on a day in and day out basis. It's so fun for me to be around too, and it's a new experience for me of really taking on that veteran role of being supportive of these young guys, teaching them the ways. I've been there for 14 years, so they still are learning. So if I can give them any glimpse of a curve to get them ahead, it's been all the more fun for me.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is it unique because
It is a little different for me. It's
yeah.
a little different for me because I was kind of like the tweener. I was like still really young in my position, but I wasn't really a veteran yet because I had guys that had 17, 18, 19 years in my team, like Kyle Lowry, Paul George, those guys too. So for me, it's been a fun role. I'm really enjoying it, and it's starting to pay off.
You said you learned some new lingo. Are
Yeah.
there any Gen Z basketball terms that we should know about?
Hey, Josh, what you call me every day? Besides that. Yeah, call me my heart. He act like he's from New York. You're not from New York. Yeah, he's not from there. He's from here. But my heart, my muddy. What else you call? What else you got? I don't even know what that shit means. But
Muddy?
Muddy. I'm dirty. I'm not dirty. I'm clean. But yeah, just those guys, man, like Justin, Jared, Barlow. I mean, I go on a list of guys of our young guys. It really keeps our whole team spirit just high.